Hello, Dave.
Hello, Matt. How you doing?
All rightish.
Good. Did you get your shower and everything?
Yes, I am clean. I'm not doing this dirty.
That's good. That's good. I wish I could say that.
So is that hot and sweaty up in Canada?
It's actually been muggy the last couple of days. We got rain after not having rain for a long time.
That was probably the rain we had the other night.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things where it's always climate change. If it's dry and hot and there's drought, that's climate change. And if it rains for a couple of days really hard, then that's climate change. We used to call that weather.
Well, see, but that's so 20th century, Dave. You got to get with the modern times. Everything has to be 17 syllables or else it's not real.
I know. Okay. So, are we recording?
We are recording. I mean, here's what kind of crazy world we live in. Warner Brothers spent millions of dollars to make a Batgirl movie and apparently have decided they're shelving it and never releasing it ever. They only did it for tax purposes.
That's a theory. I think that DC's got to be getting gun shy about what's the newest one, the Super Pets one. I was reading cost $90 million to make and had like a $15 million opening weekend.
That's, it's the good thing about having your own intellectual property that you can say, yeah, I don't think this is going to work out. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. I would not envy the good people at AT&T having no idea how any of this works, as nobody knows how any of this works. It's one thing to go to Las Vegas and gamble a few $100s, but once you're up around 90 million every time you sit down at the roulette wheel, and you keep losing consistently, you could end up not having an AT&T before you know it.
I'm sure they'll get a moving on.
We start with the usual, as you say. I believe it's your turn for a Jeff memorial, and yes, it is. This is just a quick little story. Jeff, who had a twin brother. The twin brother had a severe illness a couple of years back, severe enough that he was in hospital for a length of time, and Jeff found out about that. And Jeff flew down to his place to do the next of kin duties, staying at his brother's place and doing a giant pile of laundry and cleaning out all of his twin brother's beer empties, which sounded like a major task in itself. Jeff and his brother really, really didn't get along, so this was definitely all good Samaritan stuff on Jeff's side. Jeff was, troubleshooting for his brother's tenants. His brother had a large enough house. It wasn't like an apartment building or anything, but it was a triplex or something. And like I say, Jeff was doing some troubleshooting with tenants. He was. My mental impression is that he was there for like a good week or two, and I remember Jeff telling me about how freaked out his brother's cats were because this guy looked like their owner and sounded like their owner, but as only animals can intuitively understand. They could tell this wasn't him. I think that's a funny story, because to me, that's why cats are so endearing. They're really stupid, and they get freaked out by things we understand, and they couldn't possibly understand. Stupid is endearing. Patronizing on our parts, yes. Condescending on our parts, yes. But reflecting what I would consider genuine endearment. It's a nice story. The idea of, and Jeff made a point of telling me about this, how freaked out his brother's cats were. You said that you left his brother a phone message at one time, and it was scary how much his brother sounded like Jeff.
It sounded, for half a second, I'm like, is Jeff messing with me? I'm like, no, that's right, no. Because Jeff had said that the two of them, they look, because they're identical, they look alike, but they even sound kind of alike. Although I think his brother has a further southern twang over the one that Jeff had. Which anybody that's watched the Cerebus movie and heard Elrod, that's Jeff.
Yes. I think his brother was always in the South. I can't remember if he was in Texas or Arkansas, but it was, wherever he was, it was about as south as you could get.
I thought he was in Minneapolis for a little bit before Jeff went there, but I could be wrong.
Okay. All right, moving on. Then the boys in the band want to know, hi guys and Margaret. And this is Birdsong being the, damn it Birdsong being the spokes guy here. I was going to send this to Matt, but I'm still not sure about something. Margaret, your website lists Psychoannual number 1, 1972 as having a contents page illustration by Dave. I found a copy on archive.com. And when I first saw it, I said, no effing way did Dave do that. At 18, but the more I stare at it and ignore the gray tones and just focus on the drawing underneath, the more it begins to look like maybe it is an 18-year-old Dave. Or am I blowing sunshine up my own skirt, inquires Birdsong. And I understand that that's actually illegal on the internet now, but yes, you are just blowing sunshine up your own skirt. No, the picture, that's done by Pablo Marcos, who did a lot of work for Skywold, and after Skywold folded, he had an even more extensive career inking at Marvel, I think. He was one of the few of the Spanish guys who could do a sort of plausible Neil Adams. Most of the Spanish agency guys look more like Esteban Maroto. Birdsong is right that there's no way I could have done that at age 18. But it brings up the interesting thought that I thought I was at least as good as Pablo Marcos at the time, which I think is what endears us to God. We're stupid, and we have no idea how stupid we are. I think God is more interested in the process of each of us, in this case me, in us learning to perceive more accurately and as accurately as possible. God being omniscient, knowing what limitations are on those for us as individuals. At age 18, I'm only this talented, which is nowhere near as talented as I want to be, nowhere near as talented as I think I am, but I can get better if I work at it, which I did. That's really what I chose to do with my life. The Greek term for God's love, I never know how to pronounce it because I've never heard anybody pronounce it. It's spelled like agape. Agapa, I think it's agapa or agape. Anyway, it takes endearment to a whole new level of concept being a quality of preciousness. Love, love to the level of this is a really precious thing to me personally. In this case, the me personally being God, and that quality I see as being an implication of omniscience, and thus having no quality of patronization or condescension. God doesn't look at us as cat videos, I don't think. Although most of the time he would be very justified in thinking, this is like a really bad cat video. So yes, that's my answer on that one is no, I did not do the content page illustration in Psychoannual #1. Margaret almost never gets anything wrong. So when she does, we all get to gloat shamelessly.
So, do you have any material in Psychoannual #1 that you know of?
No. The only thing that I had actually published by Skyworld was in, I believe it was the last issue of Psycho, which was, I think, the winter special, and that was just a script. That was Cry of the White Wolf was in that one.
Okay.
So, yeah, it would be interesting finding out from Margaret where she found this out, who she heard this from. I forgot today to check my Overstreet guide to see if they got it wrong, because when Overstreet gets something wrong, that spreads like wildfire. Then just you might as well just accept the fact. Well, yeah, I did the contents page in Psychoannual #1, 1972. There's no arguing with Overstreet.
At that point, can you just put that illustration in your portfolio and try to get work?
There you go, and find out and just hope that Pablo Marcos doesn't find out about it. Where are we? Okay, so there's the illustration. So we're past that page. There's the edited one. So we're past that page.